Rolling on by here on 97.1 FM Talk. It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon. Great to be with you, St. Louis, Missouri, and beyond on 97.1 FM and on the Odyssey app. We are joined by George Rosenthal. He is one of the owners of ThrottleNet for Tech Talk Tuesdays. George, how you doing?
Have me on. Great to talk to you, Joe.
George, great to talk with you because technology, it's always expanding. You know, earlier in the show, we were talking about regional sports networks. And, you know, I remember the first person I knew who had a satellite dish. And I thought that is the coolest thing as I'm watching it on a tube TV that, you know, made noise all night. And just to see 30 years later how outdated that seems.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, now what it's moving to is just it's surreal. I mean, have you heard of the Apple Vision Pro? It's their version of the VR goggles. So the Apple Vision Pro goggles, I will say they're ridiculously expensive. They're extremely cool. They're a little bulky, a little heavy, but you know, look, this is the worst they're ever going to be because every version will get better. But if you have an Apple Vision Pro and you are a golf fan and you are going to watch the Masters starting Thursday, I highly recommend you download the app, put it on your Apple Vision Pro because this is a complete change. And like I heard you earlier, you know, I've been applying for the lottery for years and years and years, more than a decade. I have never gotten anywhere close to getting to the Masters. So this is as close as you're going to get if you never get the lottery ticket because you're able to sit in your living room and have basically a godlike view of the entire course, down to the blade of grass, and see things in real time with actual data that's happening right then and there. And what I mean by this is not just like, oh, you know, so-and-so is teeing off on the 16th hole. I mean that what is their opportunity to land the green at 2 p.m. on Thursday with this much humidity, this much sunlight going onto the course, and basically taking all of their previous stats along with 10 years of nonstop data, every piece of data you can think of, and 50 years worth of video. And AI is feeding all of this data in real time into what's called a data lake and allowing you to basically move around the course at will, see real-time ball speeds, statistics of every single thing that's going on. It will actually take the sentiment of the crowd noise and bring that into the statistics of what that person may do and actually give you a complete reasoning as to why they chose what club they did based on what cut of grass they're in and how far away they are and what the wind is like. And every single aspect about the entire game is right there at your fingertips as part of the experience in your living room. It is unbelievable.
And this is all coming up as you're watching it in real time?
Yes. So you can actually, so you're wearing your Vision Pro and you can see live the TV, okay, on your Vision Pro or even through your Vision Pro into your living room. But then as a part of what you're seeing is all virtual reality in real time, pulling from this massive data lake. And it's called a data lake. It's not like a database. So this is AI, completely AI, pulling data in nanoseconds, and it's taking in every single aspect of what's going on live and feeding it to you as if you were overseeing the whole tournament. And you're able to follow specific holes, specific golfers, narrow down into why they're choosing which club, how they did in previous years, and then be able to pull up previous videos of how they actually did. Or you have 50 years of video of that particular hole on a particular weather moment. So let's say it's chilly out and the wind is blowing and the grass has a little bit of dew on it. You know, maybe it's a 2-inch cut grass that the ball is sitting in. AI will pull up a video of that golfer from the past to tell you how they did in that same situation. The amount of intelligence that can be at your fingertips is you can't even wrap your mind around it.
Now, and George, not to continue to go back to old tech, but I thought enhanced TV was cool on Monday Night Football back in 2000, right. and just the advancements that we have made. I mean, that would be That would be amazing. Now, these goggles that you're talking about, these VR.
Yes. Yes.
Is there, the Masters, one of the best weeks of the year for most sports
Yes.
fans, but is there talk or is there other sports that might be getting something like this for these VR goggles?
Oh, I think this is going to start a whole new revolution in sports. I think you'll be able to, instead of buying courtside tickets to an NBA game, you'll sit in your living room at courtside and have everything real time, watching the game as if you're sitting there. And you'll be able to look around your house and see the stadium as if you're sitting in that seat. And then along with that, not only be able to look around your living room and look like you're in the Staples Center, but be able to pull up statistics of everything going on at that particular moment right there at your fingertips. So it's a completely interactive experience. And this is, I think, going to spread to concerts. They're talking about doing this for all major events. I think, the days of having to rush to go buy $1,000 concert ticket because it's, purchased off market, I think those days are going to go away because you're going to have people that just say, look, I'm going to throw on an Apple Vision Pro or whatever brand that comes up, and I'm going to watch this concert like I'm sitting in the fourth row.
Unreal. So this might actually be the takeoffs of the Kiss avatars we heard about a few years ago.
Yes. I think this starts it all because look, the Masters is a very conservative venue. They don't let you go inside. They don't let cameras inside, pictures. You're not even allowed to have your phone on the course at all. So this is a completely new adopting of technology for the Masters because for them to allow you to do this, it's something that no one's ever seen because you're not even allowed to bring a phone, a camera, anything onto the course. It's just you and the golfers. So this is revolutionary in the world of golf, and I think it's going to spur a whole new movement in sports and entertainment.
Now, these VR goggles, are we starting to move more towards those than like the smart glasses that were a big thing a few years ago?
So here's what I think is going to happen. I think the glasses are going to be the end game. Right now, the technology is not quite there yet. These goggles right now are bulky. They can get heavy. They can cause headaches after an hour or so. The battery life, obviously, you'd have to leave it plugged in if you're going to sit there for 3 hours and watch the Masters on a day because the battery will run out. That technology is quickly shrinking, and it's going to get into the glasses. I think the end game is wearing regular glasses with built-in cameras and augmented reality on your lens. And what I mean by augmented reality is it's showing you things on your glasses while you're still able to walk around and look at the world. So where there's not like a screen in front of your face. Now, obviously, the Apple Vision Pro, you can see through the screen because it's got cameras all over and it's augmenting that reality onto your lens. But I think the end game is going to be small, lightweight, wearable glasses that people wear every single day, not just for the Masters, not just for a concert, but on the daily, whether you need prescription glasses or not. People will be wearing these because it will help you with everything, because AI will be built into the glasses to help you with everything you're doing at work, entertainment, navigation. If you're taking a walk around a town that you've never been to, these are the kind of things that it'll show you where to go and give you the history of a certain building, and you'll be able to say, hey, tell me more about the arch. And a tourist would be at the arch grounds, and your glasses are telling you everything about the arch while you're standing there looking at it. I think that's where we're going, and it will not take very long before those glasses reach the ability of a VR headset.
It's just amazing, George. I remember there was a time when HD TV came out, and I was in high school, and I said, when everyone started getting HD TV, I should say, and I said, what more can we do? How much further can we go? We've done it. This is the clearest picture I've ever seen, and 20 years later, I am continued to be amazed.
Oh, yeah. I remember when 720 resolution came out, and everybody's like, oh, 720. And then it was 1080, and oh, my goodness. And now you're at 2660. I mean, it just keeps going. And now you have 8K televisions. Now, if you buy an 8K TV, there's very limited content that's at 8K, actual view. But, I mean, that's where we're going is more and more and more high resolution with smaller and smaller pixels and greater contrast with darker blacks and brighter brights. And you're going to end up seeing things as if it's regular everyday life. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to mimic, or maybe they can someday. Who knows what happens in 15 years, 20 years. But right now, it's going to get as close to real life as you possibly can because of the technology, the LED technology, the ability to shrink these down. The new mini LEDs are just absolutely fascinating. And I don't know if you've seen the newest TVs or not, but we were at the CES show in Las Vegas, and the TVs, the technology that's coming out in this year and the next year are just stunning. You can't even wrap your head around it. I mean, TVs that are the thickness of a pencil that go on your wall like wallpaper, that you can separate into multiple TVs with your voice without even a remote. I mean, it's getting to the point where entertainment is going to be more and more at home. You know, the movies more and more at home, and I do miss the movie theaters, but it's the experience is going to be such that you won't want to leave your house to go with a bunch of people and spend $1,000 at a concert.
Absolutely amazing. George, let's move on to cybersecurity. What is being called the Great Identity Reset? What can, this is the number one thing people worry about is their identity
I am
being stolen.
Huge fan. Huge fan of this. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I hate the passwords. And if everybody out there, I'm sure, hates the passwords, cannot stand the passwords. And I've talked, a lot on Tech Talk Tuesday about using a password vault so you never have to remember all your passwords. But I think this is going to spark a whole new revolution, and it's all starting with the banks. And when the banks make it so, everybody else will fly along with it. And what's happening is AI. AI is causing a massive disruption, and it's copying people's voices so that when you call the bank and the bank does your security verification check, your voice sounds like you, talks like you, has all your information. So they're moving away from passwords and call-in security measures and going to pass keys. This is fantastic. I am so excited about this. Pass keys are specifically a password that you never see. Okay, you never see it. It's built into your device, your iPhone, iPad, MacBook, laptop, whatever it may be. But it's specific to a certain site. So you would create a pass key for Amazon.com. And you can do that in the settings, by the way. You just go into your account, you log into your Prime account, go to settings, you can create a pass key. That will remove the password, and the device now talks to the website on its own and verifies itself, because you can't copy it, because no hacker knows what that encrypted key is on your phone, because you don't even know what it is. And then the device has to match the password or pass key on the website. So the hacker would have to break into Amazon, break onto your phone, and know both pass keys and how to match them up to even break this. So they're calling it unbreakable, is the pass key, which is why all the major banks are moving to this now. Like this year, it's happening right away. So excited about the pass key versus the password. It is definitely something, anytime you're on a website and you're logged in, go to your settings, go to your profile, and look for the ability to create a pass key anytime. The other thing that's wild is the pass key is activated by biometrics. So your facial recognition, your fingerprint, your eye, it's so secure that it has to be you. And then the device has to talk to the website. So the hacker can't even get around all of this. They have to have your biometrics to even activate the pass key. They have to get into your device. They got to get into the actual end website. So this is so secure, and it's basically phishing proof, which is fantastic. Personally, I am just excited to get rid of the password. I don't know why it took us so long to get rid of the stupid password.
Yeah, as someone who has the same password for like 5 websites, this was probably better.
Oh, goodness, you don't really. Do you really?
Oh,
my goodness, Joe, we got to talk.
If you knew my login for my bank account, you know my login for probably anything that I have a subscription to.
Oh, goodness gracious. Please don't ever go on the internet at like Starbucks or Panera or someplace in public and do that. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And I would highly recommend you get a password vault and start changing your passwords. That's like cardinal rule number 1 is never have the same password for your money that you do anything else. Anything.
But I would forget the password. And then how many times I've had to email myself a reset.
Yes. Now, see, here's the thing. Like if you use a password vault, like there's multiple ones out there. But like I use LastPass. LAST pass. and you only have to know one master password. That's it. And then LastPass takes care of all of it for you. And it's built into your browser, all your devices, and it syncs across all your devices. It's completely encrypted. You can't break it open. And not only that, so out of the hundreds of passwords, I don't even know what mine are because LastPass creates them. It's still a password, though, that I have to remember the master password. And if you are going to use a password, if you do have to do one, make it a sentence, a full sentence, and create maybe like your favorite song lyric. Make it a positive affirmation. Me, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. I'm using a Seinfeld line from Kramer. So that's that, and it's punctuation and spaces and all, like a regular sentence.
So it's not Bosco.
No, it's not Bosco. That's right. It's Bosco. Hey, my name is George. Last name is not Costanza.
Sue, do you have different passwords, or are you like me?
I'm like you, except I have different ones for money.
Okay.
So,
there you go.
because I've known George for a while.
Yeah.
So I've got that part cleaned up. But you know what you were talking about, George? That one key for all of us. I didn't know about that, so I'm writing that down.
Yes. LastPass. Now, there's a bunch of them out there that are really good. There's all the password vaults are very, very good, locked down, encrypted. I just happen to use LastPass because it was around when I started adopting the password vault concept.
Okay.
It's an app you can download on the App Store. It's a small fee per year, but it's totally worth it. You never have to remember another password, as far as you want. But here's the thing. If you're ever not on your device, and you don't have access to your LastPass, you need to go to a web browser and use your master password to look up your password. So
there's always something, but yes.
There's always something. Yes, there is, which is why I'm a huge fan of the passkey. Such a huge fan. This is going to be a great change for everybody. Cannot wait for the banks to adopt this, and then it should stream on down to the rest of the world.
Awesome.
George,
absolutely great.
So great talking with you. And look forward to talking with you again soon, and we'll hear you
Likewise.
Next Tuesday.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on, and have a great rest of the week.
That is George Rosenthal, owner of ThrottleNet Tech Talk Tuesday.